Family photo sessions with matching outfits suck, but we do it anyway. Because finding those photos years from now will make you laugh and cry. And you know what else really sucks? Getting screened for cancer, but not as much as letting things go undetected or untreated. So do it anyway. Screening can save your life from cancer, or even help prevent certain types of cancer, which will give you even more years of doing things that don't suck. For more information, visit getscreenedforcancer.org today.
Mammogram, colonoscopy, pap test. You need to go screen for cancer.
Discover what's trending in the North Woods on Up North at 4 with Nate Myhawk and Jeff Weller. Local conversations about what it means to live, work, and play up north. Weekdays at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Nate Myhawk, and welcome to Up North at 4. Today on the show, Tom Anderson from the Snowmobile Derby Complex joins us to recap the vintage sled races and also preview this weekend's championships. Plus, we'll discover an upgrade for Theo, whether or not Jeff wants it. We'll get to all that in a bit, but first, here's your top 4 at 4. When you do something nearly every day for 15 years, you naturally get pretty good at it. But when you suddenly lose the ability to see, it'd be enough for some folks to give up their dreams, but that's not the case for Olivia Chambers. A swimmer at Northern Iowa, Olivia has taken the next step in her career despite her disability. It obviously came with some adjustments. She had to learn how to count strokes to determine when she needed to flip in the water. And with her hard work, she recently became the first UNI athlete to become a para-swimming national champion. Not only coming in first place, but also beating a 3-time Paralympic champion. An accomplishment that she calls the best thing to happen her since losing her vision. The next goal, of course, is to represent Team USA on the international level. A lot of people enjoy buying little mementos from their trips, and why not? It's an easy way to remember any vacations you may have taken, but one man doesn't prefer easy or even purchase gifts. Instead, he knits them himself. Sam Barsky has become an icon on social media over the years, mostly for his love and passion for sweaters. Barsky knits scenes, locations, and landscapes onto these sweaters, and he says every place he sees is a potential sweater, meaning many of them are inspired by real-life trips he's been on. I think we may have to get him involved later this year when Jeff does his annual Where in the World is Jeff Weller series, and maybe that'll be my clue. I have to find Jeff based on knitted sweaters. Just throwing that idea out there. The rising price of eggs has made grocery shopping even more expensive than it was before. I'm sick and tired of it, and I'm sure you are too, but there is a workaround, and that's raising your own chickens, obviously. A Minneapolis man has been taking care of chickens for the past 4 years, and for just $30, Michael Foliard Olson got a permit and took a chicken raising class, and now with 6 hens in his coop, he's begun giving away eggs to his neighbors, some of whom have actually started raising chickens on their own, which may soon make the westernmost Twin City look like a barnyard. You know, a liquor store that doesn't serve any booze. No, this is not a setup to a joke or anything. It's just a real-life oxymoron that's located in Grand Rapids. With the wave of dry January taking over across the country, owners of Alt City say they wanted to create a space for people living the sober lifestyle, a store dedicated to selling only zero-proof cocktails. They believe it to be the first of its kind in the Midwest, and business has actually been booming. Since opening right before Thanksgiving, Alt City has become very popular in the Grand Rapids area, with some people and bar owners coming in just to have options for friends and family members who are choosing to stay sober. And since they've filled a void of no alcohol liquor store, the next order of business is to start their own line of mixers. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller joining us now. Jeff, what do you think about this idea with the sweaters and where in the world Jeff Weller is?
I like it, and it's happening again. This starts up in May once again this year. Let's check in on snowfall for us this season so far. 37.5 inches, 50.1 by this time last year. So we're ahead of 2 years behind us and ahead of 2 years behind us too. So you get the idea, right? So we could use some more snow, and guess what? We have some more snowfall on the way. This is a winter storm watch, not for tomorrow. Tomorrow is all good. It's Thursday, pre-dawn through midday on Thursday. Looking at snowfall coming our way. It could be in the areas in blue here, could see 6 or more inches of snow throughout the day on Thursday. And here we go. So this is the classic Colorado low. These things are powerful. They're strong. They have lots of moisture. And this one will have some wind with it too. And all snow this time. No ice with this one, as we'll get the wind to come out of the northeast on here pretty much all day Thursday. Light fluffy snow could blow and drift the snow around as well. So overall, a winter storm's coming our direction. We've certainly been through more and heavier snowfalls, but this one will slow us all down on Thursday. So here it is now across the Four Corners. There it goes across Colorado on this track, pretty much north of Chicago, south of Milwaukee. The heaviest snow falls like 150 miles northwest of the low. That'll put it from like Green Bay back toward the Wausau area, back to Eau Claire. So you get the idea here is the heaviest snow is going to fall south of the Northwoods, but we're all going to get some snow throughout the day on Thursday. And the map looks something like this. So a 4 to 8 inch snowfall is the heavy snow with this one. That'll likely fall across central Wisconsin over toward Green Bay. For the Northwoods, probably a 2 to 4 incher is on the way, with a couple of spots seeing 5 inches in there as well. So what to expect going forward? So here we go. A winter storm is on the way all day Thursday, a messy morning commute Thursday and evening. Tomorrow is all good. All snow this time, light and fluffy snow out there as well. Wind gusts near 25 miles per hour. That could be an issue across our region with blowing and drifting snow. And it's a large system, so regional impacts with this. If you're traveling by air on Thursday out of Milwaukee, say Chicago, it's going to be an issue across the entire Midwest. More on that at 5 o'clock.
Welcome to Patchouli Garden in Park Falls. We love authentic Indonesian patchouli, and we specialize in our original custom blends. Everything with the Patchouli Garden name on it we make right here in our store. Visit Patchouli Garden in the store or online.
As a nurse, your capacity to give is superhuman until it's not. These days, nearly every nurse is exhausted. You deserve an employer who shares your passion for keeping people healthy, including you. Join Peter Christensen Health Center today. Work fewer hours, enjoy regular schedules, rebalance your life with your passion. Your loved ones will thank you. Your new healthcare team will appreciate you. And your new patients will be grateful for you. Quit the chaos. Be your best self. Join us today.
Zabel Door Company is expanding to better serve our customers and will be moving to the west side of Merrill in the near future. Don't get mad. Call Zabel's. Zabel's Door Company in Merrill knows a small accident can disrupt the security and function of your home. That's why Zabel's can be at your home within 24 hours for emergency service. Our trained technicians are ready to assist you if any emergency occurs to get your home back to normal. Don't get mad. Call Zabel's.
Phillips Winterfest is almost here. Start the fun with the Price County Tavern League Tour and Shop Local event. Enjoy the candlelight walk at the Concrete Park Friday night. On Saturday, the ice fishing contest offers all anglers the chance to win cash and prizes in several categories. Race the Phillips Flurry Snowshoe 5K in person or virtually. Saturday's evening events include the snowmobile parade, ice skating party, and fireworks at Elk Lake Park. Pancake breakfast Sunday morning. Welcome to Winterfest.
Discover what's trending in the North Woods on Up North at 4 with Nate Myhawk and Jeff Weller. Local conversations about what it means to live, work, and play up north. Weekdays at 4.
Your Honor, the defendant is groping her attorney.
That's night court, baby.
Big Bang's Melissa Rowley.
Anyone that's a stripper, please go home.
John Larroquette.
I am renowned for charm and grace.
Night Court, tonight on NBC.
5 years ago, I was dying, but then this place saved me.
We gotta get to the OR. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Welcome on back to Up North at 4. Joining me now is Tom Anderson, the World Championship Snowmobile Derby Complex in Eagle River. Busy time of year for you guys.
Busy time of the year, Nate. You betcha.
So this past weekend, the vintage snowmobile races took place. I guess that's sort of like the teaser before the big event.
That's a teaser. However, we had 940 some entries for that thing. We've had to start it on Thursday instead of just Friday and Saturday and Sunday because of so many.
Over 900.
900. Last year we ran till 1 o'clock Friday morning.
Oh my goodness.
I should say Saturday morning to get it run. So we started a day early this year.
So this is, it's getting bigger, it sounds like, right?
It's bigger. 22nd year of it, and it started out with just a half a dozen guys wanting to race their old stuff. And within 5 years, it just mushroomed.
What do you think it is that's drawing so many people to race their vintage sleds like this?
It's an economic thing, Nate. You can buy a vintage snowmobile for $5,000 to $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 and run it for several years.
Right.
Fix it up a little bit here, fix it up there. You get into the late model stuff, you're talking $20,000 to $40,000.
Okay.
And then almost every year.
I was going to ask you though. So Tom, I'm curious. At what point does a sled become a vintage sled and we can start racing?
1983 and older.
And older, gotcha.
Correct.
Okay, so it's a little before my time here, so I don't even know if I've ever seen any sleds from before 1983. But obviously this has been a huge weekend,
Huge weekend for the crowd. Our hot seats were full, our corporate seats were full. Our kitchen staff got yelled at, more food, more food, more food, and it was a good time.
Yeah.
It's a party time. People come to watch their races. They also come to party with their friends.
Absolutely, and I know Eagle River, people there love the Snowmobile Derby Complex. Was this the biggest weekend for the vintage racing so far?
It was the biggest, on par with last year. Was about the same.
Wow.
It's just big.
And so I can only imagine, I don't know how long you've been involved, but I can only imagine this has been way past your wildest imagination how big this has got.
It was. It started, this is our 60th year of the Derby coming up, and it was started out two resort owners had to have something to do in the winter time, so one of them had a snowmobile and said, well, let's just have a snowmobile derby. Man, the crowd came up and they had 40, 50 people entered. The next year it got so big the Lions Club had to have it, and it just mushroomed.
Yeah, it has just grown from there. And so obviously this past weekend, obviously that's sort of like a preview, if you will, right, of the big grand event. I'm guessing you see a lot of carryover, though, between people who come up for the vintage sleds. They just stay all week and they're there.
Stay all week. Normally, Nate, they would be snowmobiling.
Yeah.
The trails are a little on the iffy side right now, but normally they come up for the week. They snowmobile all during the middle of the week. They have cottages up here, or they rent condos up here. Vilas County has a great economic impact felt by the snowmobile derbies.
I was going to say, so I mentioned to you off camera, I was up there this weekend. I was actually on the trails. I was just enjoying my time with the wife on the sled, and I happened to drive right by the complex, and it's ridiculous how packed that place gets. I mean, seriously, it was so much traffic, so many cars, so many people, and I think this is just one of those events where, you know, when you tell people, yes, I live in Rhinelander, it's up near Eagle River, they go, oh, snowmobiling, right?
Yes, Eagle River is synonymous with the derby track and a derby race.
I was going to say, how often have you gone out, whether it's vacation or just traveling, that people have said, oh, Eagle River, yeah.
All the time. Oh, you have a race up there, don't you? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So the vintage snowmobile racing was this past weekend. It was obviously a great event.
Oh, yes.
But that's just sort of, I keep saying it, though, it's the teaser for the big event, 60th Derby.
Yes. And you saw them parking all over the place. We had them parking on the highway, which we had to get them off of, but it was all over. It was great. It was a good time. It's a good problem to have. We have 31 acres of parking available. It's free parking, and we'll fill it up again this weekend.
Totally. Well, I want to chat about the upcoming weekend here. It starts on Thursday. We're going to take a break, though. Is that fine with you?
No problem.
Hanging out with me? All right. We're going to take a break and Up North at 4. After that, Derby.
You betcha.
The big one. It's coming up next year Up North at 4. Stick with us.
Are you ready for something new? At Cost Cutters, we'll give you a look that will have you listening to lots of compliments. Buy products you love this month at Cost Cutters during our buy one, get one half off sale on all Leader professional products.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Got a New Year's resolution to save? Cellcom is here to help. Take advantage of our largest sign-on bonus ever and get $500 when you activate a new smartphone line now through February 9th. Plus, make the switch to Cellcom and get up to an additional $650 per line. We'll help you keep your fitness resolutions too. Save $150 on all tablets and smartwatches. Follow your favorite fitness apps with our tablets or track your workout activity with our smartwatches. Visit Cellcom.com/save for details.
Update your bathroom with a new bath fan from HomeWorks. This bath fan features a Bluetooth speaker, so you can enjoy your favorite music or listen to news, weather, or sports while the energy-efficient fan quietly ventilates your bathroom. Now on sale for $89.99. Add style to your bathroom with a Kohler Elate sliding shower door. The frameless design emphasizes its tempered glass to create a sleek, minimalist look. Pick up the Kohler Elate shower door today for $599.99 at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Love your career? Cost Cutters will support you in achieving your career goals. With competitive wages, great benefits, and up to a $2,250 sign-on bonus. Stop in or visit costcutters.com to find your nearest location.
Welcome on back to Up North at 4. Tom Anderson joining me now from the Derby Snowmobile Complex of Eagle River. And Tom, it's the big one coming up this weekend.
The big one. 60 years of the big one. 60
years of the big one.
Yep.
How excited are you? How are you feeling right now?
Well, very good, very good. A little tired from this past weekend, Nate,
Yeah.
but we're all refueling up and getting ready for it.
Totally.
We've got a great response from the fans. Hot seats are basically sold out. Our corporate suites are sold out. We have, for the World Championship, we have 29 registered sleds. Haven't had that number for years.
So this is should be a big year then.
For the first time in maybe 20-some years, Nate, we've got all 4 manufacturers on the starting line for the World Championship run. Arctic, Polaris, Skidoo, and Yamaha.
Okay.
And all 4 manufacturers are kicking in contingency money this year. You win on if I'm driving a Polaris and I win, Polaris will give me $7,000.
That's not a bad
If I come in second, it's $3,000, or $5,000 for second and $3,000 for third. Depending on what sled you're driving, all 4 of the manufacturers are doing that.
Okay.
And
So they're well represented.
Well represented, and probably for the first time in another 20 years, we have the Arctic and Polaris factory support trailers on staff, or on the site.
So this is really like...
Yeah, it's coming along nice.
Yeah,
coming along nice.
And obviously the trail or the track kind of got beat up over the past weekend. You guys are in the process of getting that ready. So we're for sure starting, though, on Friday. What time can people start heading out and checking
Friday morning, gates open 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
And we're going to have all-day racing on Friday. Time trials coming in, elimination heats. Friday Night Thunder.
There we go.
Comes back again. That's been a biggie.
Oh, yeah.
And we have the Badger State Game riders coming in from Wausau, promoting if they can make it through the trails. Mother Nature has not been that great to us this
It's
year.
been hit or miss.
Hit or miss.
Yeah.
And we normally put a lot of water on the track in between the races. Now she's doing it for us.
There we go. Yeah.
But so Badger State Games will be doing something coming in Friday night. We've got some of our legislative dignitaries to show up with it. That's a big thing. Those guys can raise a lot of promotion for the Winter Games.
It's huge. And I'm just going to ask this now because I know there's people out there wondering. So 9 a.m. gates open Friday morning.
Yep.
Taps open at 9 a.m. too? I know people are wondering.
Yeah, they probably will be. We will probably get them going. We've got 6 bars to serve them.
Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, so racing starts, or gates open at 9 on Friday. Racing starts when, Tom?
Racing will start around 10.
Perfect. And then they go all weekend.
All weekend.
Any particular race that you're really kind of keeping an eye on for yourself here?
Well, we have the Sweet 16, we call it. And we take the top 16 qualifiers and run them off and get them down to 8. And then that 8 runs, and the winner of that Sweet 16, we call it. That winner of that last race with 8 sleds on the line gets the pole position for Sunday's championship race.
Okay.
And that's always a fun time. Some of the best racing is really Friday afternoon and Saturday afternoon.
I'm going to say, sort of, maybe a lot of people would think the championship, the finale would be the big one.
You build up to that, and you see all of the drivers. We have 29 guys trying to get 10 spots on the starting line.
So it's
It's
hectic.
going at it.
Cutthroat.
There we go at it. There we go at it.
Okay. And what time is that going to be taking place?
That takes place timing of the World Championship run. That's at 1:30 on Sunday afternoon.
Perfect. And then Sweet 16 is obviously before then.
Friday night we're running that.
Friday night, Sweet 16.
Part of Friday Night Thunder. Now, after we get done with the WC on Sunday afternoon, we got the Myra guys, Michigan International Racing, Enduro guys coming in for 130 laps on the track.
That's a lot of laps.
How
long does that take normally?
Oh, it's 30-some sleds, and these guys don't crash. 30 sleds on the line for 130 laps, and I think we had 1 or 2 that went down last year.
That's a lot of skill.
That takes about 45 minutes to an hour to run that one.
It's a long time to be on a sled, Tom.
Oh, that is. That is.
When did you say that's going on?
That'll go on right after the World Championship Sunday afternoon.
Perfect. So you guys have so much going on up in Eagle River this weekend. Tickets still available?
Anytime. We have a lot of tickets. The Hillside, it'll be all available for everybody.
Perfect.
However, the hot seats are sold out at this. Well, I think my daughter said on the way up here, she had there's about 25 or 30 hot seats left. So if they want them, jump on them. Call the track.
So they're dwindling, is what you're saying.
They're dwindling.
All right, so it's going to be a busy weekend, of course. It's the 60th championship events. And, Tom, I know I'm excited. I know tons of people out there are very excited, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule.
No problem, Nate. No problem. It's a nice break.
Of course, absolutely.
Nice break.
Let you decompress a little.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
all right, Tom. Well, I appreciate it. We're going to take a break, though, on Up North F4. We'll be right back after this. Okay, are we going to fit? There we go.
At American Family Insurance, we're here to carefully protect your dreams.
All right, open your eyes. Welcome home.
All right, we'll see you later. Save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto insurance today. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance. Hepatitis C? Don't just treat it. Crush it with Maverick.
Conquer it with Maverick.
Cure it with Maverick. Maverick cures all types of Hep C.
In only 8 weeks.
The virus multiplies daily and can damage the liver over time. Maverick stops Hep C and cures it. If you've had hepatitis B, it may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had Hep B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV, other medical conditions, and all your medicines. Do not take Maverick with atazanavir or rifampin. Report right away yellow skin, stomach pain or swelling, confusion and bleeding or bruising.
Hep C? Crush it with Maverick.
Conquer it.
Cure it in only 8 weeks. See Hep C gone with Maverick.
Ask your doctor about Maverick. AbbVie could help you save.
Goodwill starts with you every time you shop and donate. Your support opens the door to new opportunities and creates possibilities for people with barriers to employment. When you shop Goodwill, you'll find home decor, clothing that fits your unique style, and other one-of-a-kind treasures. You'll also keep items out of the landfill, all while supporting job training, financial coaching, and more. When you shop at and donate to Goodwill, you open doors to possibilities for neighbors in your community. Goodwill starts with you.
Get the most out of the winter ski season with Newswatch 12 Ski and Board Report. Find the latest slope conditions for ski hills across northern Wisconsin and the UP. On air and online. Brought to you by Ski Brule in Iron River.
Welcome back to Up North at 4. You know, Jeff, we love dogs.
Yep, sure
do. Even when they yawn and blow their doggy breath right into our faces, but we'll ignore that for
brushes.
now. Maybe not well enough. But anyway, so a company in Virginia wanted to provide companionship to folks living at a senior living facility, specifically those who are suffering with dementia. So they came up with these robots that look like real dogs and real cats. And they purr, they bark, they make noise. You can see there they kind of move a little bit. And they're just there to provide comfort, which is one of those... it's one of those ideas, I really like it. Like, the idea is good, but it's also very depressing.
Well, it's one of those things, right, where most nursing homes don't allow real pets,
right? Exactly.
Right? And that's such a sad thing, but necessary in some environments, right? So I get it, but it is sad. And you hear all those stories, those sad ones about people that give up their pets when they go into nursing homes. It's just like, it's just heartbreaking. So I think to have something like this, and you know, pets, those fake pets nowadays, they can look real. They're not, but they can look real.
Real-ish. And so, Jeff, I wanted to make sure that once you get older, that you will be cared for and have companionship.
Oh, geez.
So I was inspired. Have you ever heard of this argument before about how dogs would wear pants? Have you, like, well, we got a picture of it. So there's a lot of ask, like, hey, if dogs were to wear pants, how would they wear them? Like that or like this? What do you think?
The second one, the one on the right.
Okay, that's what you're thinking.
The front would be a shirt.
You think so?
Those are the front. Yes.
I agree with you. I mean, I agree with you. I'm just curious. So I was kind of inspired by this here, Jeff. I would like to have Theo live with you forever.
Okay.
Even if it is in robot form. So with that said, I'd like to give you the option here. This is R2 Theo 2. Would we rather have a robot dog that has a Theo body and robot legs?
Photoshop yet? No.
Okay. Or the second option. This is R2 Theo 2 with a robot body, dog legs. I'll let you have the Theo head for both.
Looks like a life preserver, but it's not. He loves to swim. All right, the first one.
You think the first one's better?
Yeah.
Are we able to pull? So that we're thinking this one for R2 Theo 2.
This whole segment is just.
Jeff, I'm looking out for you for the future.
No.
When you're old and you don't know where you are, Theo will be there for you.
He will, but yeah. But not with mechanical legs.
Yeah, he's sleeping at our feet right now, so I don't know if we can get his thoughts, but maybe later. We're going to take a break, though. Up North at 4. We'll be right back after this. Come on.
Hey friends, Bella Friday here, and I'm joined by Brian Gottlieb, and today we're talking about bath and shower remodeling. Now, Brian, let's just dive right into it. What are some of the most common mistakes that homeowners make when remodeling?
Yeah, I think the first thing is people wait too long. You know, I often hear, we wish we would have done it sooner. But I think probably the single most common mistake is, and I'm going to use an analogy here. We've got a bunch of kids. When our kids were younger and they'd have friends coming over for a pizza party, we'd have pizza everywhere, and we would get a bunch of paper plates because we didn't want to do dishes, and the plates would go right in the trash. So we would shop for the cheapest paper plate we could find because we know we're going to throw it away. When choosing a home improvement project, you're not throwing it away. You don't want something cheap. You want something that's going to last a lifetime. Your home is probably your single biggest investment, so you really want to focus on, not on price, but on real value. And if you do that, you'll have a lovely remodeling experience.
Man, this is beyond my expectations. This is so worth the money.
I can't remember how many times the installer said, if you find something that we didn't do right, you call and we'll come in and fix it.
And in your opinion, what makes a happy customer?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think customers, we're all the same, right? When we get a price, we want to know that's the price. We don't want it moving. If we get a price, okay, that's what it's going to be. We want to be well communicated with. We want to know what's going on along the process. And I think lastly, we want to work with a company that, if they say they're going to do it, they're going to do that. If they say when they're going to do it, they're going to do that. I think that's just common sense. But at the end of the day, that's what makes a happy customer.
Thanks for visiting today, Brian. And check out these outstanding savings.
Save big during our winter savings event. Call now and get 75% off installation plus a free upgrade to stylish black fixtures and make no payments for 1 full year. Call 1-800-Tundraland or visit us at tundraland.com.
All right, Jeff, before we actually put the design together, I might have to make sure that Robo Theo can handle the snow. Real Theo likes the snow, though, doesn't he?
Real Theo loves the snow.
Oh, he loves.
Of course. Yeah, there's some snow. So now tomorrow, we are all good tomorrow. Lots of people are calling and asking, hey, how's the weather look like tomorrow? All good. So tomorrow, Wednesday, all good. It's Thursday, probably pre-dawn, a couple inches of snow, and it's snowing throughout the day on Thursday, a few more inches throughout the afternoon. So it's going to be one of those days. We've been through bigger snowstorms. There's going to be a little bit of wind with this one. Light, fluffy snow. That's good, right? It'll be a great base then again for the trails this weekend. So we could use some snow. We're behind last year's numbers. So bring it on. I think it's going to be great.
Which, the snow will help the Snowmobile Derby Championships coming this weekend.
And no ice this time. All snow.
Which is good.
Which snow is ice, but you know what I mean.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow on Up North at 4.
You're watching NBC 12, your home for dramas, game shows, comedies, and sports. NBC 12, from where you live.
Zabel Door Company is expanding to better serve our customers and will be moving to the west side of Merrill in the near future. Don't get mad. Call Zabel's. Zabel's Door Company in Merrill knows a small accident can disrupt the security and function of your home. That's why Zabel's can be at your home within 24 hours for emergency service. Our trained technicians are ready to assist you if any emergency occurs to get your home back to normal. Don't get mad.